finally, Ray Epps has been charged. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. What? I'm getting news. It's just a misdemeanor.
Oh,
no, it's not a felony. No, he's not going to prison. No, he's. So seriously, just a misdemeanor. So I guess it's just a misdemeanor. It's a slap on the wrist. Wow. Okay, this will definitely calm everyone down. For those who don't know who Ray Epps is, that's this man who's seen in a lot of videos. Basically, the only person that I have still seen to this date trying to get people to go inside the Capitol.
Hashtag not a spook.
This man was trying to get people to go into the Capitol building. It's the only guy. No one else. Everyone else just kind of
totally legit person. Definitely not a Fed. There's no.
So when asked, the FBI when asked about this in a congressional hearing, the FBI said they cannot comment on an ongoing investigation. And when asked if he was a part of them, they said we know who you're asking about, but we cannot comment on it. It's like, all right, obviously he's a fucking Fed. Obviously.
It's a spicy meatball. Yeah.
Ray Epps charged with a misdemeanor for his alleged role. This is funny too. Alleged role in January 6th riot, which again, here's a picture, a screen grab of him on camera telling everyone to go inside the Capitol.
Could be faked. I wasn't there. I don't know.
Ray Epps, a man who was filmed encouraging protesters to storm the Capitol building ahead of January 6th, 2021 riot. I hate that they even call it a riot because it wasn't. Is being charged with a misdemeanor for his alleged role in the riot. Epps was charged Monday with a misdemeanor for disorderly or disruptive conduct in a restricted building or grounds by a U.S. Attorney's Office for Washington, D.C., according to a court filing uploaded Tuesday. On or around January 6, 2021, within the District of Columbia, James Ray Epps Sr. did knowingly and with intent to impede and disrupt the orderly conduct of government business and official functions, engage in disorderly and disruptive conduct in and within such proximity to a restricted building and grounds. The document reads, Epps is being charged with a single count for violating Title 18, United States Code, Section 1752A2, and he was charged by information suggesting he is likely to plead guilty. Well, I mean, he's on camera.
Community service.
Yeah. let me see what this if there's shows what this is, but does it have here punishment. So the punishment is a fine under this title or imprisonment for not more than 10 years. Okay. The person during and in relation to the offense carries a deadly or dangerous fire. Oh, no. So that's if he has a firearm, which he didn't.
Yeah, they angled this perfectly. They knew exactly what he could be charged for.
Not more than 1 year is the worst case scenario for him to get for this.
So they get in a nice apartment like Jeffrey Epstein had, if he could drive in and out and work during the day, sleep there at night.
Do you think he's still in an apartment somewhere, just chilling, like in Morocco or something? No, he's probably on a sister island.
I don't be like doubting Thomas, but it was a really short bunk bed.
True. Okay, so let's see. She charge him 2.5 years later. Yeah. Here's him. This is him living, I believe, with his wife. They were living in Arizona, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, Arizona.
That's definitely not a place that agents like to live.
Yeah, and he was like up in the mountains, and he was like bitching and crying about a year ago about how people won't leave him alone. It's like, bro, you were people are in fucking prison.
So that was
your city. What?
That was the question I was gonna ask. It's like, so how did we get to this point? And I think it's that people had footage of him and they tracked him down first.
Yeah,
that's how it started, right?
Well, I mean, he goes on the internet and people are like, people have been.
But did he do that first,
for years?
Yeah, so people tracked him down and were like, we have footage of this.
Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol.
It was like, what?
Yeah, people are like, "What? No, Fed." Like there's videos of people like screaming "Fed." Like the dude is clearly a Fed. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're obviously a Fed. Oh, okay. They're gonna give you a slap on. There's guaranteed he's not going to prison. Guaranteed he's not going to prison, right? But like, you look at someone like, hold on, let me just pull this up. Pull
It's nuts.
this up real quick. Enrique Tarrio gets 22 years in prison for January 6th seditious conspiracy. The dude wasn't even in DC. I actually thought he was in DC, but it turns out he flew into Maryland, but in Baltimore, which I mean, it's all it's like a little about an hour away, right? So it's like he flew into the area the day before or like 2 days before, and I think he got arrested because he had like a 15 round magazine with him or something. It was empty, but he like had it, and they were like, "Oh ho ho!" But like this dude, he
Yeah,
wasn't even
Maryland.
there. 22 years, like it's fucking crazy. And then then we got this guy, John Strand, who was sentenced 32 months for walking inside the Capitol. Now he's being tortured in isolation. Like this is messed up. There's people like the dude straight up just walked in. And what makes it even crazier is there's countless videos of these people just like staying inside the velvet ropes, being led around by the Capitol Police.
Right.
Nancy Pelosi turned down the offer for the National Guard before it even happened, before January 6th, and she was like, "No. We're good. We got it all set up just how we want it."
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi could have prevented all of that from happening by just having Capitol Police or the National Guard at the Capitol. But no, she didn't want that. And this was just to appease the American citizens who were calling for Ray
Man.
Epps's head. Like,
Why
no,
didn't
no, no.
anyone?
You know what? No, what really should be what people need to be doing is continuing saying release all of the January Sixers, and that Ray Epps maybe should get a slap on the wrist, but like it's just words. Like, yeah, he's inciting them to go inside. But I don't even like we see people going inside Capitol buildings all the time, right? Now, they don't get in trouble because they're Democrats or on the left side advocating for killing babies or cutting tits off of children or dicks, whatever the hell, pick your
Changing
poison.
babies into plowshares. Yeah.
Wow, that's really depressing, but also or vaccines.
Wow.
Man, I went there. Yeah. So
Wait,
I don't know. What do you guys think?
why did okay, so this is the thing. If we could go back, I think the obvious thing to do would be to take 6 out of the number system. No, we should probably have set it up that people, when they went to January 6th, were told, if you're going to go there, protect everything. The whole point of going there will be like, if you see some Fed like that,
They were doing that.
perform a citizen's arrest. There should have been you're commanding insurrection.
Hold on.
Performing a citizen's arrest.
Wait. So there's a guy who was breaking into a window, right? And a bunch of people started filming him, and then he noticed that they were filming him. So then he went to like the nearest person that didn't even see him and like pushed him and said, "Why'd you break this window open?" Like fully covered, like the average Trump supporter, right? That wants to hide their identity completely, 100%. Like mask, all you see is this. Like, dude, that's not a Trump supporter. And also, Trump supporters have gear that they've worn for a long time, not crisp, perfect Trump flag that's like still got the lines in it. Like, yeah, I mean,
that's kind of their problem, right?
Hold on, every provocateur that I saw in every single video had brand new shit on, and or were completely head to toe covered, and you couldn't see who they were. And I tweeted out the next day, January 7th, agent provocateur. It's so obvious because the crowd. I was in the crowd. I listened to Trump speak that day in DC, January 6th, and I walked with the crowd and I went to the Capitol, and we were on the side and we were just hanging out. I didn't see anyone climbing. We just kind of like all were on the grounds, like, wow, we're all here. And then we heard through the grapevine about Ashley Babbitt and Roseanne Boylan, although I heard about that later. And Philip Anderson was there with her. I think he got arrested also. He
Wow.
got banned off of X, but he's incredibly spicy. But that doesn't surprise me. But I don't know. Freedom of speech is kind of bullshit on X. Free Camelot.
There was definitely like, though, looking back, and obviously it's like Captain Hindsight thing, but if it was framed more that like we need to protect the Capitol, we need to protect we need to protect from riots, it would have been. And this is, I think, also like I think about like NOI talking about the Nation of Islam and Malcolm X and things. They wouldn't have had anything like this probably happen because they would have been in like straight single file, and all of their stuff would have looked brand new to begin with. Because they would have all
but
been on
if you
Twitter.
were trying to be an agent provocateur, it'd be incredibly difficult in that situation because they're all in rows, all
They're in
lined
order.
up.
Yeah, so if someone was
right.
out of order, you'd be like, you're out of order. And this
Yeah,
is, I
you don't
think,
belong here,
and
obviously.
this is kind of the chaos of the movement, was that there was like no real oversight. It's like a prophecy thing of QAnon or something, but most people are just like Facebook groups talking to each other like Quakers, and they don't know what's happening or what to do. There's no organization, and fundamentally it should have been so simple because we have a handbook, right? We have like the Constitution, and there's a way that you're supposed to go about things, that you peaceably assemble, you force like a direct protest, and you also perform when necessary citizens arrests in a safe way, which there are protocols in every state, but you can in Maryland, anywhere you can learn the correct procedures, and in that process you can also beforehand, there are police members that were that were January 6th, that were people that no police members that were Trump supporters. There should have been people that participated the best they could to try to keep the event safe. And I feel like it was, the fact that when the January 6th thing happened, even then into it, that people didn't start like to say, okay, no, we need to be the ones that are the Boy Scouts. We have to get these guys out of the buildings and make it clear that the Trump supporters are the ones getting them out of the buildings. I mean, there's so many things that we need to do if we want to be the ambassadors for what's right. And I do believe that we failed that day, if we're a we, and it's granted, like there's all of these betrayals and Machiavellian plays, but it does come down to like there were some choices a lot of people made who were there.
There was a lot of people there. There was and it wasn't organized, right? Like that, like if it was more organized, maybe. But the problem was it was like it happened on the other side of the Capitol. It wasn't even the side where people were walking to. So like I didn't see any of that happening because we were on the west side, which is from the White House where Trump spoke, walking up to the Capitol building. All the video and stuff happened on the other side of the Capitol building. So like those weren't even the people that were listening to Trump. Like, I don't know who those people were, any of those people. Because why would they go to the Capitol and go all the way around to the other side of the Capitol and then go attack the Capitol? Like, what the fuck? Like, why? It just doesn't make any sense.
Unless you're like a military strategist, because that's like a historic move that you would make if you were like in
Nancy
military.
Pelosi is not a military strategist.
Yeah, but I think she probably
talked to somebody.
She probably gave an old fashioned to someone who did.
Oh God, I don't want that image in my head. Oh my God. Well, thanks for tuning in. Jeez, that's ridiculous. Please subscribe and like the video. Share it if you want to. And we, free the January 6ers. Trump should have just pardoned them all before he left, and Assange. But anyway, he didn't.
And Tiger King.
And Tiger King.